Hey, I really like this. This is a special edition of Dynamic Drumming Extra Measures. I like it. It's very important, okay? This is just some work, okay? You have to do this, all right, to face the challenge that you're having with precision or coordination on the bass drum and hi-hat independence. You're going to want to come back to this and repeat this. This is all about repetition and precision. So let's get started. Welcome to this week's Dynamic Drumming Extra Measures. This is a special edition. This week I want to address some of the challenges that you are having with your hi-hat and bass drum independence due to problems with coordination and precision. So to fix that, what we want to do is start with quarter note on the hi-hat and set your pulse. Everything needs to come to the hi-hat. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you don't realize you're doing this. You might be letting your mallet on the bass drum hit twice. But mostly this is about precision in terms of getting you to react between the quarter note and the eighth note independence here. So let's just line it up, all right? We're going to start straight up. The hi-hat on quarter notes, 2, 3, 4, and drop the bass on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Do you hear that? That's got to be clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. All right, so don't be in a hurry. All right, now next line we're going to drop it on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to play that, and I'm going to just go ahead and drop the snare drum. You need to line up your bass drum. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop the snare on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Hear that? They have to line up to the hi-hat. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's walk it. All right. Bass. All right. All the way across with the hi-hat. Drop your snare directly on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now this is where a lot of the problems start when we separate our hi-hat and our bass drum on eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and drop the snare. 3 and 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Double it up on 1 and 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Drop the snare. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3 and. See that? 1 and 3 and. Drop the snare. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Here come a whole bunch of them, right? 1 and 2 and 3 all the way across. 1 and 2 and 3. Space those eighth notes out. 2 and 3 and drop the snare. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ow. Don't do that. Okay. And 2 and 3 and 4 and drop the snare, and you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and top of the page. All right, I'm going to switch back to match here, try not to whack myself. Okay, so 1, 3, 4 and 1. Hear that? There's a lot of space. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3. All right, 1. Drop the snare and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. All right, so now 41. 1 and 1 and drop the snare. 1, 2 and 1 and. These are fun with the cowbell. I'm going to go back and play some of these a little faster in a minute. So 45. 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1. All right, 49. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. See it? Hi-hat's still solid. 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. All right, 57. 1 and 1 and 1 and sound familiar? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, 61. 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so if you do these kind of quick, all right, let's go pick some of these out here. 1, let's go like that. I'm on 33. I want to do. I want to go back. I want to go back all the way up here. Let me start you straight through with that, okay? Because some of you, the problems start almost immediately, okay? So we're going back to 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Drop it in there. All right. 13. 17. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 21, 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and. Okay, 25, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm riding up a little bit on that, but all right, 29, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 33, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 1 and 45, 1 and 1 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1 and 49, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, yeah, 53, 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and all right, 57, 1 and 1 and all right, and 61. All right, so here's the eighth notes on the hi-hat. I'm going to do this slowly first, okay, just like I did the first half. So drop the bass drum on 1, 1 and 2, and that might be still fast here. 1 and, just don't be in a hurry when you're practicing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. See what I gotta do here? Some of you have a problem with that, separating your hi-hat and your snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then when you drop that bass in there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we're going to walk it, all right? So I'm on number 9, measure, 10, 2, here we go. Drop the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right, 13. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and drop the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, 17. Just the opposite. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Drop the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. You gotta be relaxed, all right? Space those eighth notes out. No matter how fast you're going, it still needs to space the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and. Drop the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. This one up here. Okay? And then a whole lot of eighth notes. 25, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Drop the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and. See, I might do that with an open hi-hat. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but what if I did, right? See, it still needs to relax. Okay, 29, and 1, and 2, and 3. Feel my pulse, and 1, and drop the snare, and 4, and 1, and 2, as it gets busy in a hurry. See? And. All right, 33. Now remember, this is almost the same thing as what we just did with quarter notes, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 37, and 3. 1, and 3. Drop the snare. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 41, and 1, 2, and 1, and drop the snare. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and okay. 45. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Drop the snare. 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and. All right. 49. 1, and 3. 1, and 3. Drop the snare. 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 53. 1, and 1, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 57. 1, and 1, and drop the snare, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 61. 1, and 3, and 1, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. All right, same as I did with the quarter notes here. Let's speed that up. Going back to 5. 1, 3, 3. Drop the snare. 1. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Drop the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 13. 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 27. I'm sorry, 17. Yeah. 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, and 2, 3, 4. 21. 3, and 1, and 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2. Slow down on the ride cymbal. Okay. 25. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and drop the snare. Boom bell. All right. 29. This gets challenging, right? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 33. That's where most of you mess up here, coming back in on the 4 and 1 and 1. See that? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. See, if you start putting an open hi-hat in there, you can't be guessing about which downbeat or upbeat you're going to play your hi-hat and your bass drum on. See? All right. We'll talk about that later. 37. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Snare. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3. 41. 2 and 1 and 1 and 1, 2 and 4. 45. 1 and 1 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 49. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 53. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. See it? And 1 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. All right, 61. 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and So, practice your bass drum hi-hat independence, and I'll see you at the next edition. Hi, Greg Smith, author of Dynamic Drumming. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Dynamic Drumming Extra Measures. Say, if you enjoyed this episode and found it useful, then I hope you'll consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel, since we'll be releasing a new lesson just like this every week. If you'd like to support our channel and get more access to dynamic drumming content and helpful resources, check us out on Patreon at the link below, where patrons will receive bonus material to accompany every lesson, including music transcriptions, play-along tracks, and a Patreon exclusive bonus video with faster fills, combos, drum breaks, and even another song study. To learn more about the Dynamic Drumming series or lessons with me, then check out our website at dynamicdrumming.llc, and we hope you'll join us right here next week for another episode of Dynamic Drumming Extra Measures.